and I'm truly happy to be here together with Minister Suharto in his capacity as chair of the second meeting of the Intergovernmental Conference for Albania and Commissioner Varhelyi, following an emotional, I would say, and successful session of the conference that brings Albania closer to the European Union. Well, it may not seem advisable lately to be seen with a Hungarian, but here I am, not with just one, but two Hungarians, and I can tell you it feels really good and truly safe. So, thanks to the Hungarian presidency, which has played a very important role in this process by really pushing, and to Commissioner Varhelyi and his team, who have assisted and supported us all along the way for truly 5 challenging, long, and not always easy years, to put it mildly. And thanks also to every member state. I stand here today after this very significant step towards Albania EU membership. And this is undoubtedly an important day of a historic significance for Albania and its people, but in my view also for the European Union. We don't need, at least I hope not, a reminder of the importance of standing and working together, bound by the principles and values that define the European Union. And this is especially true in these challenging times, where a multitude of crises is facing us, with both the need to get closer and stand all together, and also the very need to face ourselves and to understand our way forward. Unfortunately, and this I cannot avoid to say, it was with the help of Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin that this process got a new speed after the aggression on Ukraine, that served as a wake-up call, reminding Europe that the illusion of self-sufficiency is just that. It's an illusion. And clarifying also in the hardest way that the EU needs the Western Balkans as much as the Western Balkans need the EU. So the opening of the cluster of fundamentals today, with its 5 key chapters plus 3 criteria, represent a great achievement, and I believe for both Albania and the EU, and marks a historic milestone in a shared journey towards the whole European reunification. Yesterday, I was in Berlin for the Berlin process, and a journalist asked me if Albania has a plan B in case the EU once again delay or complicates the process, as it did, frankly, in the past. And yes, unfortunately, it's true that sometimes the EU can be unfair, and has been unfair to candidate countries. It was unfair to us when it rejected its own Commission's recommendation, based on facts and based on what makes the European Commission the most credible report maker, to start negotiations with Albania more than once. Nevertheless, we Albanians cannot have a plan B when it comes to individual freedom, rule of law, and functioning democracy. Our history has taught us the hardest way that this cannot be found and either safeguarded outside the EU's realm. They are the A, B, and C of the European way of life. Choosing an alternative to full EU membership would be like giving up. the way of life we finally choose after enduring ages of darkness under empires and regimes that were imposed on us. For us, this is not pro-EU rhetoric. It's a matter of life or death. For our dream to leave future generations a country where individual freedom is unquestionable, the rule of law is respected, and democracy functions for everyone. The alternatives to this dream are just different kinds of nightmares. We are here today because Albania has fulfilled diligently all prerequisites for starting this new phase of accession and remains resolute in its determination to meet all future obligations. We will do this together with our partners through negotiations, with clear commitments and through hard work. We will do this with renewed efforts to strengthen the achievements made in justice reform, fostering a more transparent, more accountable and independent judiciary. And let me say it again here, I told this to the Member States before, that for the first time in our history, since Albania became a sovereign state in 1912, we are seeing high-profile investigations and political figures being indicted or convicted in front of an independent court of law, regardless of their ties to the ruling party or others. We'll do this also by combating corruption and organized crime at every level, to ensure safety and security for our citizens and to earn our place at the EU table. Our new justice institutions, born out of the most thorough and deep justice reform ever undertaken by a candidate country before entering the EU, are making remarkable progress alongside law enforcement agencies and European partners. This progress will only further deepen. We'll do this by better protecting and respecting human rights, of course, in an inclusive society that honors diversity and upholds the rights of minority groups, ensuring compliance with European international human rights standards. We have implemented already a very progressive legislative framework based on the highest standards of the Council of Europe, serving as a shining example to many, including countries within the European Union, when it comes to committing to an inclusive society where all minorities are equal and equally protected. And our willingness to live by the spirit and the letter of such advanced legislation will soon be further completed with the necessary bylaws. Finally, we will do this by strengthening the functionality and integrity of our democratic framework, with a public administration guided by principles of efficiency, transparency and meritocracy. And we will build on the excellent work of the large national team of negotiators during the challenging phase of the EU screening of Albania, and will further support an efficient public administration in the service of both our people and our future within the Union. And this is the moment to thank very much Prime Minister Orban and his government for having shown since day one, and having reiterated when I went to Budapest, the will to assist in transferring the know-how Hungary has made during its own process of approaching and then being part of the European Union. So I'm very thankful, my dear friend Peter, also for this last commitment of your excellent academy in the Foreign Ministry to be put in service of upgrading and upskilling our negotiating capacities. So don't want to take more time, and let me conclude by expressing my conviction that every success Albania achieves in the EU integration process should be seen also as another step forward for the entire region. again, more than ever, EU needs the Western Balkans as much as the Western Balkans need the EU. Showing the way toward the EU by standing firm on its values and principles, it's a vital expression of this belief, and our 6 countries may differ in many ways and be at different stages in the process, but one thing is the same everywhere: the desire to be part of this union, the most successful peace and development project humanity has ever created. For Albania, there is no other future, there is no other place, and there is no other way but our future in the EU, our place within the EU, and the way of the EU. Thank you.